We need to bring our people back together, unite the country. We need to have a small federal government that allows more independence.
We need to bring the country back together. We need to unite. You have been the most divisive figure, not only during the campaign, but way back for years. You belittle and attack reporters because you're chicken to take reports. You belittle, jagmeet other people. You are the only one who's a big name caller. Nobody else has done that. So don't give me or all my fellow Canadians this rubbish about we must unite. Second thing is you talk about small federal government, which you always talked about, that somehow a small federal government engenders freedom. Rubbish. Because what you're saying is you're going to have to cut somewhere, and you are going to cut some of the very welfare measures that make Canada what it is. And it isn't even sufficient. This is rubbish, that by reducing the size of the federal government, you're going to increase freedom. Freedom for whom? Think about it. Most people, most Canadians, and most people generally, how much freedom do we have on a day-to-day basis? The one freedom that we have, we're absolutely equal in every way to anybody else, to even the wealthiest, is that we can vote in secret. So this is your conservative nonsense about freedom. It's going to be freedom for the industrialists, freedom for the bankers.
And autonomy for our provinces, and maximizes the freedom of our people. Unleash all of our industries so that people feel a stake in the economy again. And then, by the way, unite the country around our symbols again. You know, liberals bashed our symbols, our history, our nation's founder, and then they wonder why there's divisions. Well, the glue that held us together was national pride. I want to bring that back by upholding our symbols, rebuilding statues.
When you say unleash industry, you're talking about unleashing things like oil. You're talking about unleashing what is directly in contradistinction to the necessity of gradually transferring to a greener economy. Now, the other thing about symbols is here you are imitating Trump and people like Governor DeSantis in Florida. What these people want is to teach American history that, oh, we're such good people, and not to focus on any of the more tawdry aspects of our history. So it's presenting a dishonest picture of history, and you're doing the same thing. When you say we have to unite by symbols, don't forget that John Macdonald had some of the worst policies, murderous in terms of the natives, the indigenous people. And so, again, you, like Trump, are chicken to have Canadian history taught, which shows the good side of Canada and the not so good side of Canada. In other words, an honest appraisal that children in school can look and make up their own minds. So yes, Macdonald did unite the country. That's the good side. The bad side is he began what is a tradition of ill treatment of the indigenous people. So this is rubbish when you say that the liberals destroyed the symbols. You are trying to destroy the negative side of Canadian history so as to present to children and all future learners that everything was goody-goody here.
We've got to unite around our history, be proud of what we have here. There's a reason why so many people want to come to Canada. It's because we have a great history and a great future. So let's unite again.
Yes, specifically on the symbols and the taking down of statues. It's not eliminating history on the other side of the coin, because all of these statues can go into museums. It's eliminating the fact that we, the taxpayers, are paying for outdoor public statues of people who had a very murderous side, as John Macdonald did. That doesn't prevent people from teaching the good side of Canadian history as well, what Macdonald accomplished. It's just saying you have to give a balance. And so you're going to restore the statues. You know, it's very interesting. If I may give just one personal example, my companion and I went to Halifax for the first time. And the center square, which has the oldest buildings, as the center square, had a statue of Cornwallis, whose attitude was the only good Indian is a dead Indian, and boy, was he efficient at that. So what's wrong with saying that his statue could go into a museum And what's wrong with saying that these kind of tragedies happened, and we don't need to have a public statue of somebody involved in mass murder as being the symbol of our cities?